Hi, I'm Kara Chatelier from Bubbly Creative, and I'm here today with Dr. Robert Lipkowitz in his practice, Lipkowitz Dental Associates. Dr. Rob, thank you so much for being here.
Thanks for coming today, Kara.
Of course. So today we're going to be talking about dental crowns. So first and foremost, what are dental crowns and who typically needs them?
So everybody is familiar with what a filling is. You get a cavity in a tooth and you drill out a hole and you fill it with a dental material like composite but when fillings get really large and the tooth gets weaker and weaker from being filled with large fillings, it needs also to be protected. So what a crown does is it covers the chewing surface of the tooth, and sometimes it'll go all the way down to the gum, sometimes it won't go down to the gum, depending on the situation. But the thing is that a crown is really a restoration that is going to both fill the tooth and protect it from breaking when fillings get really large.
Perfect. And I understand you have some of the newest technology for creating crowns, the CEREC same-day crowns, correct?
That's correct.
Awesome.
So CEREC is a great technology. It used to be that when we were making crowns for people, they would come in for at least 2 visits. The first visit, we would prepare the tooth for the crown and take an impression for the crown with a rubbery material. And then that would be sent out to a laboratory, and 3 to 4 weeks later, we'd get that back and we would insert the crown. The problems that arose during that month frequently were that the temporaries would break or come off, and it would add visits and time to the patient's experience. But now with CEREC, we can prepare the tooth, take a digital scan so there's no impression materials anymore, and insert the crown on the same day.
So it went from 3 to 4 weeks, and occasionally longer than that,
Right.
to they come in and it can be done that day?
That's correct.
That is significant.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
And the materials that we use are the same materials that we use if we had a laboratory do it. As a matter of fact, if we're doing a lot of crowns on a person, I'll still send it to the lab because the laboratory can do it so much faster than I can do it when it gets to multiple units. So if I want the laboratory to do it, you come in and I do the scans and I just email it to my laboratory and they get the digital file and they produce the crown from those digital files.
Wow. Very high tech.
It's really great.
It's changed a lot. I love that. So can you think of an example of someone in your practice who's benefited from these CEREC same-day crowns?
Absolutely. One of my patients who's been in the practice for many years, really nice guy, came to me the day before he was leaving for Portugal, and he broke one of his front teeth.
Oh gosh.
So my plan originally was to just get him in and do whatever I could to temporize the situation so he could go away and I would deal with it when he came back. But it turned out that the way the tooth broke was ideal for making a crown for him up there. So I prepared the tooth for the crown, I took the scan, and an hour later, he walked out, and the next day he was off to Portugal. He sent me a nice postcard from Portugal, thanking me when he got there. So that was really a great situation.
So he could actually smile in pictures.
Yeah, and he didn't have to come back when he got back from his vacation.
That's perfect.
Yeah.
That's great. Well, thank you so much for taking the time to chat with us about crowns and the technology you have here in the office.
Now, let's see Dr. Rob in action.
I'm going to demonstrate how I make a crown with the CEREC technology. So you can see here I have some dental models in my hand, and we're going to make a crown for the upper left first molar. So the first thing I'm going to do is take some scans, and I'm going to take a scan of these models. This is the scan that actually gives us the bite of how the teeth fit together. And that should do it. Now the machine is making digital models of the impressions that we took. And now I'm going to instruct the machine to give us a proposal. And that's a pretty nice crown. So what I would typically do here is we have some tools over here, and we can change the shape of our restoration if we need to. We're just going to send this over to the mill. And in a few minutes, this will come out of our mill a complete crown. we'll try it in, we'll make sure it fits right, and then it goes into an oven where the restoration is glazed and the crystallization process is completed. And then we would return it to the patient.
Let's head over to the lab.
In the laboratory next to the mill, and the first thing that I do is I'm going to take a porcelain block that I have in stock out, and I'm going to place it in the machine. Here's our crown, straight out of the mill. Here's our model. Perfect fit. Now you can see that the tooth is still purple. We will take this and we will glaze it and we'll put it back into the oven that you saw back in the lab. And in 15 minutes, it finishes the crystallization process and it turns into the same color as the teeth around it.